So here's my story. I was at work, sitting at my desk, when in walked two former co-workers of mine, married lesbian couple. They sat down at my desk and began to tell me how for the last 3 months they'd been trying to conceive a child. I said, "Oh, it's great. How you trying?" By the way, not a polite question. It's not, didn't know that then, I know it now, it's none of our business. But she didn't mind. She said, "Well, Mark, we're trying the old-fashioned way. My wife and I are having sex with an old boyfriend from high school for the past 3 months, but it's not taken. And that's why we've come to see you. We're wondering if you would be interested in being a donor." You all can see me, right? I'm in a cardigan. I mean, I don't know what these women saw when they looked at me. I don't know what you see when you look at me. But when I look in the mirror, I see Cardigan Man. And nobody asks Cardigan Man for Kama Sutra tips. They want my carrot cake recipe. The secret is brown sugar. I mean, I'm not that guy. Which, by the way, I want to make clear, this is not, some of you are probably thinking, "Oh, he's probably just really bad at sex." I'm fine at sex. Fine. But if sex were a food, I'm a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Not fancy, but filling, and because I'm Jewish, the crust has been cut off. I mean, nobody likes the crust. You're there for the sandwich. I'm just not kinky in that way. In fact, by way of illustration, I came home one night from work and my wife asked me out of the blue, "Honey, would you ever be interested in a threesome?" And I'll never know if she was serious, because I said, "With you?" Like you all would have done better. We had a talk that night, and I confessed to her, "Look, I'm not kinky, and I only have ever had one fantasy in my life, and that is to have a single night of passion with a committed lesbian couple." My wife took statistics. She figured out those odds, and on the spot, she Citibanked me on that fantasy. I was pre-approved for that transaction. So when these women sat down at my desk, this was a very big day for Marky. I'm Marky. But I've been married for 25 years. I've been out of the game. And instead of just sort of closing the deal, which would have just required me saying, "Okay," I said, "Have you thought about adoption?" I know. And she said, "We have, but in the state of Virginia, as a lesbian couple, our only option is a black child, and we don't want one of those." Right? It shouldn't matter, shouldn't have to tell you, but my wife is black. I have a black family. So when she said this, I was horrified. I was also still completely aroused. But not by the racism. And I said, "That's racist." She said, "I know. We're racist." And she said it in such a charming way that all I could say was, "But you're lesbians." And she said, "I know. We're racist lesbians." And I didn't know you could be both. Apparently, there's some virulent form of racist paper that just covers lesbian rock. That's your joke, not mine, sir. So, I know you all were thinking, oh, wow, we're going to hear this fun, sexy story, and then suddenly you're listening to a morality tale. Now you know how I felt. Because I realized in that moment I couldn't go through with it. And for two reasons, really. One is, I believe we define ourselves by the choices that we make, and I don't think it's morally permissible to bring life into a house filled with hate purely in the pursuit of a private sexual fantasy. And the second reason came to me as I was driving home that night. I realized that I couldn't figure out when would be the right time, if I decided to go through with this, to tell them about the vasectomy. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Mark Mensh.